In this week's Blizzplanet Weekly, we discuss what preparations you need to make for WoW Patch 5.2, another fantastic giveaway, Project Blackstone gets revealed, Diablo Patch 1.0.7 launches, and what all goes into running a fan site anyway. Hey guys, welcome to another week of Blizzplanet Weekly. I know you had to have missed me last week, but we're back. I'm still all beer-tastic, and it's Valentine's, so I'm, rocking this thing out. But for all of you, happy Valentine's Day. I'm gonna go spend it with my fiance after I'm done here. All right, let's get into the World of Warcraft roundup.
Here's the beef.
So first up, patch 5.2 is close to releasing. We know it's coming, all right? And Blizzard is trying to help us out with some blog posts to let us know what we can do to prepare for patch 5.2. Community manager Bashiok released a blog this week on how to prepare for patch 5.2. Now the biggest change coming to the patch is the new PvE progression with the Throne of Thunder raid. Now for those looking for raid, you'll need an item level of at least 480 to enter, so you'll want to make sure you get that up to that point. Now, throughout Mist of Pandaria, players have been gathering lesser charms to gain 3 elder charms to use as additional roles in patch 5.0 raids. Now, starting with 5.2, you can use lesser charms to purchase Mogu Runes of Fate, which can be used for extra roles in patch 5.2 raids. So if you're over 480, you should use your lesser charms for Mogu Runes of Fate. If you're trying to hit 480 and you still want to purchase elder charms to get your gear up to 480, all right? Got that straight? Valor items from patch 5.0 are being reduced in price by 50%, and items from patch 5.1 are being reduced by 25%. Now this will help alts get raid ready sooner, and it might be beneficial to wait with your alts to do some older raids and get those items quicker after 5.2 drops, so you can get to 480 item level faster. There are several more tips and tricks that Blizzard is writing about in their blog this week on how to prepare for patch 5.2. So keep an eye out on battle.net and blizzplanet.com so you can hit the ground running when the patch releases. Now at the end of that blog post, Bashiok also mentioned that he thought that they were targeting a February 26th launch date for patch 5.2, but alright, hold your horses. A couple days later, Zarium announced that Valor points would no longer reset and you have a chance to save up to 3,000 Valor points. Now, since you can only get 1,000 Valor points per week saved, that would put us at 3 weeks out from the release, which is March 5th. Now, February 26th isn't like a dead drop date. It's simply a way of saying, this is what they're shooting for. It's the earliest we could possibly see it. But maybe it's already been delayed a week. Of course, we'll keep you posted when we get an official release date for patch 5.2. Now, coming up next week, Eldorian's pretty excited. He's going to be doing an interview with game director Tom Chilton about patch 5.2. I gotta tell you, Eldorian, he's kind of nerding out a bit about this because he's been a lead designer since Burning Crusade and a lead designer before that for Ultima Online, which is another game that Eldorian just played the crap out of back in the day. So if you have any questions that you want Eldorian to ask Chilton, throw them down in the comments and give him some ammunition to throw at that awesome lead designer. We also have to announce we have a winner for last week's Mist of Pandaria Collector's Edition signed by the dev team giveaway. I need a shorter title for that whole thing. Jimmy Gomez, congratulations. It's an awesome, awesome prize, and you'll be getting that thing shipped out to you real soon. Now, we've got a new contest. I guess I can't really call it a new contest. It's the same contest we had last week, but that doesn't make it any less awesome, all right? World of Warcraft Mist of Pandaria Collector's Edition signed by the dev team. Come on, right? That's fucking awesome. So what do you have to do? I'm going to go through the spiel again. Subscribe to this channel, Blizzplanet Gaming, because we're awesome, right? I like to use that word. I'm sorry. Throw down a comment. You can, give us a question to ask Mr. Chilton, the game designer, or anything else. Talk about my beard. Talk about any Blizzard games. We love it. The love, the hate, all of it. Throw it at us, okay? However, we do have to tell you, you do have to be U.S. or Canada only to enter to win. That's simply a shipping cost issue on our end, all right? It's a fan site. We don't have a ton of money. Okay, so remember that. Throw down your comments, subscribe, you could win. Let's go talk about StarCraft 2. So, Heart of the Swarm, the real Heart of the Swarm, is releasing on March 12th. So, of course, that means the beta has to come to an end soon. It'd be kind of counterproductive for Blizzard to keep the beta going when the real game is out, the thing they actually make money on. But the public beta will come to an end on March 1st. I know, let's all be sad together. But they have said that pro gamers will still have access to a private beta until the launch, so they can continue to practice for their tournaments and get ready. And MLG is right around the corner. You're talking release on March 12th. MLG starts up March 16th. They surely don't want to be not having the game for 2+ weeks before that first big tournament. So that's happening. So get in on it. All right, play that beta as much as you can before March 1st. Now, a month or so ago, we talked a little bit about something called Project Blackstone. We didn't know what it was. We just knew Blizzard bought a domain name. Well, guess what? Now we know what it is. Check it out. A couple months back, we talked about Blizzard purchasing the Project Blackstone domain name, and we assumed it had something to do with Diablo 3 or possibly even Titan. However, last week, Blizzard launched Project Blackstone, and in the middle of the page was a Terran logo with an access code. People were able to gain the access code by some encrypted text in the source code from the page, and when you log in, you get a glimpse of what Project Blackstone is. Turns out, this website is a viral advertising / sort of alternate reality game put out by Blizzard for Heart of the Swarm. Project Blackstone appears to be a project by Terran scientists doing tests on the Zerg for reasons that are currently unknown, but we have a feeling they might be trying to test Kerrigan to see if they can use her to control the Zerg. As of right now, not much has been unlocked in the site, but we'll continue to keep an eye on it and keep you posted. So with a new game from Blizzard, obviously you can expect some launch events are going to happen, especially with StarCraft, a game that is so internationally popular. Now, at this point, they have launched their launch event website for Heart of the Swarm, and it looks like they're going to have a presence in 9 different countries for a Heart of the Swarm launch event, with Blizzard developers, pro gamers, and casters alike attending some of them. Of course, the US will have one in Irvine, California, the city in which Blizzard lives, and it will be live streamed as well. At this point, we don't have anybody going, but that might change. We'll keep you posted. Let's talk Diablo 3.
Stay a while and listen.
So finally, patch 1.0.7 has launched, and this is a patch that brings us a form of PvP at least, in the form of brawling, at least what was formerly known as dueling. Now players will be able to go to the Scorched Chapel by speaking with Neck the Brawler in any of the Act hubs, and brawling sports 2 to 4 players in a free-for-all format. Now we've talked in past shows about several other updates that are coming in 1.0.7, which is now out, so let's just quick recap some of those, alright? Nephilim Valor stacks now persist between acts. Experience bonus rewards for killing monsters has been increased in monster power levels 1 through 10 when you're in Inferno. Monster power is now available in public games. Wizards and monks got some major overhauls, and finally new crafting recipes and reagents have been added to the game. Alright, cool stuff. I'm sure you're all already playing 1.0.7 already. I know Paul's been nodding his head about some of those things that he's been playing with and excited to see. Alright, do you like to draw? Blizzard is holding a fun, this isn't some kind of crazy, huge, win all kinds of awesome stuff contest, but it's a little cool contest, alright? All you have to do is go and create a Diablo-themed Valentine's Day greeting card and submit your entry to blizzardcontest@blizzard.com or tweet your entry at Diablo, so Twitter at Diablo, with the hashtag D3Valentine. Now Blizzard will be collecting the submissions and showcasing the best work in a gallery that will be featured on the Diablo Facebook page. So, if you're an up-and-coming artist, it surely is a way to get some nice exposure. I know the Diablo fan page has a hell of a lot more likes than my personal fan page, right? But, you should go over there and like it, right? Come on, get me closer at least, 1% of what Diablo's got. That would be kind of cool. All right. Enough with that. Let's get into the Blizzplanet bitch session. So, on a weekly basis, Blizzplanet gets some accusations from people. They think that, we are just drones to Blizzard, that Blizzard must be paying us this huge sum of money to buy our opinions and buy our love and just to keep our noses so far up their ass you can't tell where one ends and the other begins. Well, this is pretty far from the case. And so we wanted to set the record straight, all right? We're a fan site. We have no problem with being transparent about all this, all right? So you're going to come behind the scenes with me a little bit, and we're going to talk about running a fan site. Now, first off, Blizzplanet is only really run by 3 people: Medieval Dragon, Miari, and Eldorian. Now, Medieval Dragon owns the domain name and writes articles. Miari owns owns the servers and pays for the hosting. Eldorian manages the site, the social media, the YouTube channels, and got a little bit of everything. Now, Blizzplanet is not owned by a larger company like Curse, ZAM, or AOL, all right? It's completely independent. It's literally run by 3 fans who have a love of Blizzard games, all right? There's no full-time employees at this. Blizzplanet's been around for 10 years and has never once made a profit. In fact, it loses money every single year. Okay, on a good month, the flow of advertising revenue from both the site and YouTube is maybe about $150. Now, if you take into account, and by the way, turn off your ad block when you're on Blizzplanet or our YouTube channel, that would be a little helpful at least. But then when you consider hosting fees, paying for In Productions, who does our wonderful filming, they pay me a little. Shipping out prizes, buying prizes, sending people out to conventions and other media shows. They're running in the negative, all right? That's just how it works. And it comes straight out of the personal pockets of those 3, Medieval Dragon, Miari, and Eldorian. Now, Eldorian himself estimates he's probably spent thousands of dollars out of his own personal pocket over the years for shipping costs, flying out to these events, and paying for these wonderful shows that you love so much to be produced, all right? This kind of quality doesn't come for free, and I'm not just bragging about myself. In Productions is the shit, all right? Plain and simple. I chose them when I had my show for a very good reason. Here's a specific example, though. Last month, we had some huge StarCraft 2 contests. Spent around $400 to ship everything out. By the way, Miari picked up the bill for that one. And these collector's editions contests we're running will add to that total, hence why we're only going to the US and Canada for them. Now, money isn't the only thing being lost, all right? Eldorian says he puts 30 to 40 hours in every week on top of his full-time job. Medieval Dragon probably puts in about the same, and none of them get paid for this. DJ Tyrant is our freelance reporter out in California, so that he's able to attend some of these events that we just can't afford to go to. So why do they put in so much time and so much money on this, all right? They love this stuff. Eldorian's been running Fansites for 14 years. It's a fan site. It's run by the fans. This means they get to be unabashedly fans of the content, all right? Before I was doing this, I was a journalist. I worked at a journalistic website. And I tell you what, the mood is so different. Sort of the default when you have to try and be objective about everything is you have to just not like everything and make the game sway you in its direction. You have to start at a 0 point, which it's kind of almost easier to just be critical of everything. Not so. With the things I've done with Blizzplanet, it's more like we love these games. We come into it loving these games, and the games need to prove that there's a reason we shouldn't. All right? Now, the people that run Blizzplanet, they are also human beings. They have their own opinions. We've come out against Jay Wilson and some of the things that he said. Eldorian has been very vocal about how much he despised Cataclysm as an expansion. He didn't even play WoW after it came out. All right? So they're not, these robots that are just mindlessly praying to the altar of Blizzard every time they crank out a game. But they're fans. They get excited. They get hopeful. And they really want to play those new games and hope that they're as good as they think they might be. All right? So they don't get any perks. Really, they don't get paid by Blizzard. I mean, no monetary perks, I should be clear. Now, there are some nice perks to this, all right? Blizzard sends us lots of cool stuff. But of course, the nice thing is, Eldorian's such an awesome guy, he gives pretty much all of it away. All right? He doesn't just stash it all in his house. He's got a nice collection of Blizzard stuff. A lot of it he's purchased. The vast majority of it he gives away to the fans, to the community on the fan site. We also get to go to some pretty cool events. I mean, Eldorian actually got to go to the event in France when they announced Diablo 3, right? That's pretty awesome. But still, he didn't make money off that. It was a joy. It was a personal joy for him because he is a fan. All right. So, hopefully that sets the record clear a little bit. No, Blizzard isn't paying us for this. We're not a journalistic website, so there's not some sort of journalistic ethics problem involved there with them giving us money, but that's just not how it works. They support us, not monetarily, but through other ways, giving us information, giving us prizes to give to you all, but nobody's stuffing their pockets from Blizzard, all right? The opinions of Blizzplanet are strictly the opinions of Blizzplanet. All right, no ulterior motives, that's it. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you next week.